Project Hail Mary, which just released this weekend, was fun. Let's talk about it. Before we go any further, please consider liking and subscribing and commenting. It really helps the channel. With that out of the way, let's continue. In Project Hail Mary, which is an adaptation of Andy Weir's book of the same name, Project Hail Mary, we follow Ryan Gosling's character, Dr. Ryland Grace, who is, at this point, a middle school science teacher, but he's qualified and he has a lot more under his belt in terms of science, and that's why they come to him and tell him that the sun is basically dying. These particles are going to kill it over a few decades, but it'll still be devastating when that happens. And they want to go to a star or planet that isn't getting infected by this stuff they call astrophage. So they build a ship, the Hail Mary, want to go there to figure it out, and maybe if they can figure out what that star is doing, then they can bring it back to Earth and save Earth. That's what they do. They prepare and whatnot. 3 astronauts will go to the star is Tau Ceti. The 3 will fly the ship, which will take about 13 years. It's going to take a while to get there, and once they get there, obviously they're supposed to figure out what it is, send their findings back in a probe, and unfortunately they don't have enough fuel to make the return trip, so whoever goes on this mission will die in space. So they need volunteers. But they have the 3 astronauts, a pilot, an engineer, and the scientist, and then backups for each of those positions. And Dr. Grace is the one that basically he discovered how the astrophage bred, so they could make more and use it as fuel, and that's what they're going to use in the Hail Mary to get out to Tau Ceti. But it is dangerous. Even just a little milligram of it can cause a massive explosion. Just a few days before the Hail Mary is scheduled to launch, and that kills all of the scientist personnel that was prepped and ready to go on the mission. Dr. Grace is shanghaied into going, because if he doesn't go, so many people on Earth are going to die. Potentially 50% of the population. He doesn't want to go, but he doesn't have a strong excuse because he doesn't have any family, friends, doesn't even have a pet. There's nothing tying him to Earth besides he wants to stay alive and whatnot. So he gets shanghaied into going and wakes up on the Hail Mary with amnesia, doesn't remember who he is, and over the course of a few days he's slowly piecing together who he is and why he's there and whatnot. Then he finds another ship at Tau Ceti, because this is at Tau Ceti now. It's an alien ship, and the alien ship starts trying to communicate. He goes out and receives a bundle, basically, and inside this alien bundle is where the alien's telling him where they're from. So he makes his own little model as well and sends it back, and then they establish contact, and come to find out the alien is this like little rock looking guy with 4 legs. And then over a few days, weeks, they establish a way to communicate. He has a computer that, as he's like, here's this thing, and then the Rocky will say, here's the word for, so they establish a way to communicate and build up a vocabulary so Dr. Grace can understand what Rocky is saying. And Rocky is from Erid. He's an Iridian, and he's here for the same reason that Dr. Grace is. Their star is also infected, and they're here to figure it out. So they basically work together to find out why. So they go to the planet, and they discover that the astrophage is getting eaten, basically, on the planet, because there's a predator that'll eat the astrophage, keeping the population in check, and thus the sun is not dying. So they decide to collect some of this predator to figure out if it's viable and if they can use it to send it back to their respective planets. And it is viable. They collect some and they breed it for a bit to get enough to survive the trip. Dr. Grace has some. He keeps half, and the other half he gives to Rocky so he could take to his planet. And they part ways. They begin going back home to their respective planets. But shortly into Dr. Grace's journey home, he has a leak of the Predator material. He quickly shuts that down and gets it situated. But if it got out on his ship, it'll get out on Rocky's ship. The reason it got out was because of a material that Rocky's ship is made out of that they used to contain the Predator for astrophage. So Dr. Grace has a dilemma. He could go back and help Rocky, or he could go to Earth. He can't do both. So he decides to go help Rocky, and it takes him almost 2 months of travel to get to where Rocky is. He does so, and you reestablish contact, and they save it. They get it situated and whatnot. So what Dr. Grace does, since he's not going to return there in person, he sends probes home with all of the findings and the Predator for astrophage in some pods. And they eventually get to Earth. We see on Earth them receiving, and it works. So that's cool. Meanwhile, Dr. Grace, he ends up on the Eridians' planet. And the Eridians, they're quite industrious, and they're able to basically make a habitat for him to live, since humans cannot breathe their atmosphere, and the Eridians can't breathe our atmosphere either. So they managed to make basically a habitat on the planet where he can breathe and live, while they try to fix his ship. And that's where the movie ends. I really enjoyed this movie. It's a fun, enjoyable movie. I'd recommend it to pretty much anybody. Maybe if you're not a big sci-fi fan, you might not enjoy it, but I didn't think it was like super weird and full of odd things. Rocky's not scary. He's not a scary looking alien, so it's fun. Yeah. If you're into sci-fi, you should enjoy the movie. It's also not like, well, there is a lot of science in it that I'm not a scientist, so I didn't understand all of the science that they were discussing, but yeah, it's a fun movie. It's got some funny moments. It's got some moments of heart. It's just an enjoyable story. It makes me want to go read the book. It's a good movie. Obviously, I can't speak to how well of an adaptation it is, because I haven't read the book or interested. As for a rating, I think I'll give this an 8.5 out of 10. It was really fun. Let me know what you thought of this movie in the comments down below. Feel free to share what your favorite part of the movie is as well down there. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and until next time, thanks for watching.